This is my capstone project, my IT help desk chatbot, and this is my presentation. So, my name is Carlos Morales. I'm majoring in computer programming, and my role in this project was both project manager and solo developer. And my goal through this project was to just become more competent as a developer, uh, apply some of the knowledge I learned to develop some real world solutions, specifically where I work as a help desk support for an IT company. I saw that we would get repetitive issues from clients multiple times, very long uh, troubleshooting times, and I thought this would be able to be something easily resolved by a chatbot, which aren't too hard to develop. So that's where we go from here. We have the business case. This help desk chatbot was created to resolve those issues, those burnout issues, and high costs for some companies. I would notice, like I said before, that IT support um, co-workers would be overwhelmed by some of these questions. I personally experienced it, getting some of the common ones: password resets, network issues, some software errors. Sometimes you'd be on these calls for about an hour, and you'd get them back to back. And it would just be day in, day out. So this helps ease the tension a bit. And I would create this AI with this AI chatbot with Python and Flask or Streamlit, which would help with about most of the common IT issues, about 80% I would say, and get them resolved quickly. And the benefits would be less agent workload, faster service for the end users, lower support costs, less jobs for us, of course, but um, and it's not too difficult. It took me about 30 hours in total to develop the fully functional code prototype. And so here's the project charter and mission statement. The mission is pretty simple: just develop a AI-powered web-based chatbot that helps resolve common IT issues or problems sent in from clients. And like I said before, helps to just reduce the agent workload, prevent burnouts, lower costs, faster, and higher quality service, and just makes everything more efficient. And here's the project scope. So I included the full design, development, and testing of the web-based chatbot, which has a chat interface, quick link buttons, step-by-step troubleshooting responses, escalation to human support, all this. And contains the core deliverables, the business case, charter, mission statement, use cases, entity relationship, um, UI design, functional test plan, and well, some of the out of scope included, applying it to a mobile app. Suppose you would be much more efficient than simple computers alone, but wanted to start off simple. And the actual integration into, the security of a company, um, didn't really put that within the scope. And here's my overall project plan. It's in about 12 specific detailed tasks. Began in January, which started with the business case and project charter, and then mission statement and so on. And then towards the end, we developed the actual chatbot using Python and Flask. And that was in April, actually. And we did a good amount of testing and accuracy validation for this, and pretty much completed it by around this today. um, yeah. And so here's the user interface design. Has a blue and gray chat window, sidebar with quick link buttons, step-by-step responses, and escalation and feedback. And so there's our flow diagram. You have the main chat. It's where you'd start. Quick link buttons, response display, and feedback screen, along with the escalation if the issue isn't resolved by the bot. And this would help to filter out about 80% of the common IT issues that you get, and would get them resolved fairly quickly. Although many people do prefer the human agent, they can just have that option as well. So here's the abbreviated test plan. So these cases, make sure that the response accuracy was above 75%, that the response times were under 5 seconds, and escalation within 3 seconds. And good handling of the edge cases, such as the empty input, special characters, repeated queries, session timeouts. And I also validated the scoring mechanism for common queries like password resets and more complex ones like VPN connectivity for the Mac. And these just helped the chatbot to be more reliable for real world higher standards. So some of the suggested enhancement would be to add a voice input using the speech to tech. I think that would be very difficult. I'm not sure where I would start with that, honestly. But some of the other ones would be to integrate it with a real ticketing system, such as my own company. Thought about asking one of my bosses if I could perhaps use this on a separate computer with its own system, so it doesn't breach any security protocols, and make it more AI-like with machine learning to improve the accuracy and possibly take it to mobile. As more people move to mobile. Some of the challenges. Well, as a solo developer, I was both the project manager, or I'll triple the project manager, developer, and tester, so that made it a bit limited on peer review, but that was just resolved with some extra self-checking and balancing the work effort around 30 hours along with my other courses was a bit difficult. Had to really manage my time well along with my job, and to make sure that the edge cases testing and accuracy scoring validation was within a proper timeline. Had to kind of plan it out carefully, prioritizing it. But taught me to manage myself well and pay attention to the detail. And we have the project successes. I think it was pretty successful. Finished all the tasks I had planned out, or that we had planned out as a class. Finished that before April 26th. Built the prototype chatbot. Met the standards of 75% accuracy with the response times under 5 seconds. And along with that, I created the good documentation, the charter, UI design, test plan, systems, documentation. And I think what this taught me some pretty important lessons that planning and documentation well help to mitigate the problems later on. Uh, Building them one upon the other, step by step, keeps the project on track. Wasn't too overwhelming as it could have been had I not followed the proper process. I also learned that the quality um, has to start from the get-go. Can't just kind of ease your way into it. Um, and I also learned that testing and having a user-focused or client-focused design was pretty essential. Um, yeah. So my advice to others who would probably take this course or who would take on similar projects would be to just start early, break the project into small goals, weekly goals, daily goals, whatever works best for you. Um, this would just prevent, obviously, procrastinating, um, last minute great effort, and it just helps you to put in better quality for your project. Also, document everything, makes everything later on much easier, trying to put everything together. And to test frequently, make sure everything is, can be improved in all the areas that it can, that everything's up to par. And of course, to just enjoy the process. And of course, I use the textbook as my references. I use some of the online sources for developing the code and make sure the chatbot was built correctly. And yeah, that's my project.